Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the highly anticipated high school women's handball game between Lillian Osborne and BEV FACEY. Tonight's matchup promises to be an exciting one as these two teams battle it out on the court. I'm one of your commentators for tonight, Marty Khani.
Along with me, Zachary Jones.
Lillian Osborne comes into this game with a 4-1 record. They are riding high after their recent victory against SPA, in which they fought hard for a 25-20 victory. Additionally, Osborne dominated their competition over this last weekend, taking home gold at the prestigious Osborne Cup tournament. On the other side of the court, BEV FACEY has had a challenging season so far with a 1-3-1 record. However, they will be looking to turn their fortunes around tonight and come out with a strong performance against their opponents. Last time these two teams played, Osborne won by a convincing 22-11 score. As the game gets underway, keep an eye out for Osborne's skilled players who have been instrumental in their success this season. With their strong defense and ruthless offense, they'll undoubtedly be a force to be reckoned with on the court tonight. So get ready, everyone. It is time for this game to get underway, which it actually has already. It is already 2-1 for Osborne. So just like their last game, they're scoring 2 goals for every 1 goal FACEY gets. Already.
All right, for your BEV FACEY senior girls roster, you got Michaela Hipkiss at number 1, Ainsley Clark at number 2, number 3, Luca Coleman, number 4, Julia Betts, number 5, Scarlett Lindstrom, number 6, Shayla Annette, number 7, Kennedy Pearson, number 8, Sarah Spilchak, number 9, Megan Westerlund, number 10, Lily Pearson, number 11, Hillary Pierce, number 12, Mackenzie Redfirm, number 13, Lauren Simonik, number 14, Marian Kaminsaka, number 15, Hannah Naman, number 16, Brooke Schmidt, number 17, Taya Wallace, and number 18, Ali Ryan. And their coaches are Brad Lunhart and Craig Urenswag.
All right, now for Osborne's lineup tonight. They have number 1, Mary Wu, 2, Shay Burns, 4, Leah Wee, 5, Georgia Hurley, 6, Reese Scott, 7, Brooke Lowen, number 8, Sophia Vukadin, number 10, Layla Jaber, number 11, Emerson Hanran, number 12, Anna Button, 13, Danica Davidson, 14, Halen English, 15, Maddie Butterfield, 16, Ainsley Pollock, and number 17, Harpriya Gill. They're being coached by the one and only Miss Grable, with the assistant coaches Tack Landry, Eden Wickman, and Alex Bischoff. Osborne up 4-3 now. BEV FACEY has, comparatively to their last game against Osborne, started this one off pretty well. So Osborne hasn't been able to build a significant lead yet. That Jaber finds Butterfield, who gets past her defender but is fouled and falls down. Osborne keeps the ball. Gill will restart it from the 9. Gives it back to Butterfield. Jaber. Osborne moving the ball. Jaber to Butterfield. Osborne is trying to find a gap. BEV FACEY is not giving it to him though. Lowen finds a gap, but the shot is saved by Hipkiss. Now FACEY coming the other way. That is Schmidt into the pivot. Number 18, Ryan, whose shot is saved by Button, but she was fouled, so FACEY will keep the ball. Ryan restarts the play. Number 6, Annette, into the corner for 17, Wallace. Her shot goes in. Game is all tied up now as Jaber gets it underway. Lowen going all by herself. Her shot to the first post is saved by Hipkiss. Now coming back, BEV FACEY. Number 6, Schmidt, ball goes over her head, or number 6, Annette, ball goes over her head and out of bounds, so Osborne will take the ball back. I think that might be the first turnover of the game for FACEY. Now on the other side, Butterfield loses the ball, but she was fouled. I think she got smacked in the face there, so Osborne will keep it. Jaber to Lowen, goes through the 2 defenders, puts it far side. Osborne taking the lead back. Now, number 10, Pearson coming up. What are you going to say, Zach?
I was just going to say that it is 5-4 with 15 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half.
Already 5 minutes have been played. Now Butterfield coming up. Jaber over to Lowen. Seems to be the 3 main offensive players for Osborne. Not to discredit anyone else though. Everyone's important. As Hurley proves that and puts it in, you can count her into the key offensive players too now. Number 7, Pearson. To 10, Pearson again. 2 Pearsons on FACEY. A little bit confusing. Now Jaber coming back. It is 6-5 for Osborne. Hurley to Butterfield over to Jaber, who goes past her defender and is in the crease. The defender, no, that is a 7-meter shot. I was confused by the referee signal there. Butterfield's shot is saved by Hipkiss.
That was a good save there on a very hard shot to save.
Clapped off of their hand.
No.
Pearson to 10 other Pearson, who gets knocked down by Gale. Normal foul though, nothing extra. So it'll just be restart play. Pearson to Clark, back to Pearson. Finds the other Pearson in rotation. Her shot goes wide and hits the referee.
No, quick shout out to the Parents Association for our school. This stream and many others on this channel would not be possible without them.
Butterfield dribbles it to Jaber, and her pass to Lowen gets broken up. A fast break the other way. Lindstrom to Clark. Clark can't get past Butterfield, and Hurley fouls her attacker. So now FACEY will restart. Goes into the pivot. Ryan, who gets locked up by Gillen Butterfield. FACEY still in the offensive zone. Goes to number 5, Lindstrom. Back to Clark. Finds Pearson to the other Pearson. And once again, there is a foul. It's been extended zone time for FACEY. Getting shots at net. Or shots off net too. That one went wide. Jaber gives it to Butterfield, who takes a few dribbles and runs into defender, so she moves the ball. Now Lowen into the corner for Wee. Shot is saved by Hipkiss. Jaber wins the ball back in the neutral zone and gives it to Butterfield to restart the Osborne offense. Lowen into the corner for Wee. Back to Lowen. Jaber finds it difficult to reel in that pass, but does manage to do so. Now Butterfield steps past her defender, number 2, Clark.
That goal makes it 7-5 for the Legends with just over 12 minutes left in the first half.
I think FACEY makes some substitutions. Number 10, Pearson, comes off. I didn't see who she subbed on though. Now number 11 for Osborne, Hanrahan, is getting ready to sub on too. Probably next time Osborne gets possession of the ball. All right, now 8, Spilchick. Trying to find a gap. Goes into the corner, but the shot from Lindstrom goes very wide. Yeah, Gale does sub off now. Switch of the pivot. Lowen bring it up to Jaber. Does manage to keep the ball in. Is a bit behind her. That pass. Hurley to Butterfield. And now the new substitute, Hanrahan, on her first touch of the ball, gets it past the goalie and makes it 7-5.
They were in the crease, so that goal actually did not count.
Yeah, goal does not count. Vukadin getting ready to sub on, takes off Lowen. Lowen had a great start to the game there. Now Hanrahan gets another chance, but is fouled, so that will be a yellow card for number 2, Clark, as well as a penalty shot for Osborne, which Vukadin will step up to take. Pre-shot routine. Her shot off the ground and into the net, just under Hipkiss's leg.
That made it 8-5 for the Legends. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half.
Pearson to Spilchick. trying to jumps over the Osborne defenders. They're quite tall, those two Osborne defenders in the center, but she manages to get a shot over top of them, which beats button 2, 8-6. Like I said before, FACEY doing a much better job this time to fend off Osborne's offense and operate their own too, compared to last time these two played. Already have almost as many goals as they did, or half as many goals as they did in the last matchup between these two. Now Jaber steals the ball at the top of the 9 in dribbling it up. It bounces off her foot though. So FACEY gets a lucky break there and does keep the ball. Referee signaling where they have to restart from. Into the corner. Nothing there, so passes it back to Clark. Yeah, Pearson. Opposite corner. Back to Pearson. To Clark. Clark runs into hand-to-hand, who fouls her. FACEY will keep the ball now. Ryan restarting the play, and that does not connect with Clark. But hip kiss comes out to keep the ball just outside of the crease. And now Clark into the corner. The shot, Hurley interfered with number 5 Lindstrom while she was in the shot process, so that'll be a 7-meter penalty shot for FACEY now. Zach, where do you think she's gonna go?
I didn't have time to say.
Yeah, Zach did not get that off in time. She went right side. I was thinking that.
Quick announcement that the senior and junior men's handball or soccer tryouts are happening tomorrow and on Thursday. If you are interested, they are happening before school, so make sure you are there to attend them.
I believe they start at 7:30 a.m. both days, so be there early, and be ready to give it your best. Now Jaber to Vuk it in, Vuk it back to Jaber, and all the way around the top of the court. Osborne moving the ball around, finding a gap. If Jaber does, slams that off the back mat.
That makes it 9-7 with 8 minutes left in the game, or sorry, the first half.
It's been a much closer game than I think many would have anticipated, considering the history between these two teams. There's still a chance Osborne pulls away, but there's also a chance FACEY reel themselves back into the game. Now Scott subs on for Butterfield. In the substitution process, Vukiden leaps over her defender, puts that into the back of the net. 10-7 now. Number 4, Betts. I believe she just subbed on too. To Pearson. Pearson commits a travel, so Button will restart the play from the 9. Now Scott. Jaber or Vukiden. Back to Jaber. Finds the pivot hand-to-hand with a big kick save for Hipkiss. Swinging their leg out.
That was a massive save there for FACEY.
Pearson coming the other way. Into the corner for Lindstrom. That Betts to Pearson. Jaber, sorry, locks her up. There's a foul though, so FACEY keeps the ball. Now Betts to Lindstrom, back to Betts. Osborne giving them nothing here. Pearson, the number 10, the other Pearson, her shot, low shot goes wide. Jaber restarting, she's been on since the start of the game. Scott, almost hesitation, gets the defender to bite and gets a shot off, but it is saved by Hipkiss. Now Betts, Lindstrom in the corner. Lindstrom spin move on English. That does not catch her out. So they will continue cycling the ball around. Back all the way to the top for Westerland, whose shot is over the defenders but does not get past Button. Osborne keep the ball there. So I think one of the FACEY players stepped into the crease. Now Scott to Jaber. Jaber to Vuk it into the corner where Wheat is wide open. Her shot goes off the ground and into Hipkiss.
Pretty sure that is 3 straight big saves from Hipkiss there to keep FACEY in this game.
Oh yeah. Pearson to the corner for number 12, Redfern. And the ball once again goes all the way back to the other side. Pearson keeps it though. Bets into the corner. Lindstrom gives it back. Now finding her teammate in stride. Number 10 Pearson is fouled though, so as a yellow card to number 10 Jaber, her first of the game. No 2-minute though, and no penalty shot. Pearson to corner for Redfern. Her shot is wide. Button running over to inbound the ball. She does so, gives it to Jaber. Scott, English in the corner. Pass back to Scott, goes through her hands, but finds Jaber. Vukadin gets the ball and goes for a shot, but decides to dribble it. Did good there to not get called on it up and down. Now English fumbling the ball, does keep it, but her pass is intercepted by Pearson.
What a save there.
On the way back, Button tracks that ball, shuts down the offense. She's being cheered on by all of her teammates. A little fist bump in celebration. And now Jaber Scott wide open to English in the corner, but the pass was not quite there, so English did not have a chance to get a shot off. Now Jaber goes straight through the defenders, and her shot goes off the post, off of hip kiss, and just barely stays on the line. Did not dribble over. Pearson going the other way, knocked into and still gets the shot off, but is saved by Button. Ref signals to restart from the 9. Lindstrom, or sorry, Simonik must have subbed in for Lindstrom when I wasn't looking. She's at left wing now.
I have another quick tryout announcement here. The slow pitch tryouts are happening next week on Monday and Tuesday. I also believe it's in the morning. If you are interested in attending that, make sure you talk to the phys ed staff for tryout times.
I think they're actually after school. That's what we got written down here.
That is my
It's all
bad.
good though. Now the shot from number 9 Westerland goes flying over the net. Jaber subbing off for Butterfield. What a great shift by her, almost the entire first half. Vukadin, Butterfield, Scott, all the way into the corner. English, Scott back to English. Nothing there though, so she can't get a shot off. Butterfield to Scott. Same sequence of passes as last time. Same outcome as well as the foul, so they'll restart from the 9. Now Vukadin to be in the corner. Bev FACEY's defense holding on strong here. Almost an interception there by number 9 Westerland, but Butterfield manages to fend her off. Now there's another foul committed on Vukadin.
There has not been a goal
Quite a bit.
for 5 minutes and 30 seconds, I believe it was.
Yeah, and big part of that is number 1 hip kiss for FACEY, keeping them in the game. Made another great save there.
Both goalies have made crucial saves for the teams.
Now coming back, Rayanne, her shot is kick saved by Button. Went flying into the hands of Butterfield. Scott all the way over to Vukadin as Hurley subs on. So they will take their time for a little bit for her to get situated.
There is the first goal in almost 6 minutes.
That was by number 6, I believe, Reese Scott.
That goal does make it 11-7 with 1:30 seconds left in the half.
Osborne pulling away a little bit here, but this is what happened last week when they played against Page. Or it was Spa, not Page. They had a nice lead at the start of the first half, but they almost lost it as Spa came out firing in the second half. So they will hope to prevent that from happening. Keep playing consistently the whole game this time around. Scott getting the ball to Butterfield over Vukadin. Osborne moving the ball around here. Pass goes through Vukadin's feet. She manages to keep it. Number 7 Pearson was pressing up on her there. Now Butterfield straight between the 2 center defenders.
Nothing that the goalie could have done there. Went over her head, over her hands.
Great shot by Butterfield. Now on the other side, steals the pass from Pearson and is fouled. Only 20 seconds left in the half now, as the ref pulls out a yellow card for 15, Rayan. Not sure what the foul was for there. Might have been a little extra pushing or a little shove after the interception there by Butterfield. Scott's knocked down. English gets wrapped up, so that half comes to an end with a nice save from Hipkiss. Facey hoping to come the other way and score. Shot from almost the logo from Rayan is saved by Button.
That is the end of the first half, making it 12-8 for the Legends. We now have a few announcements. A reminder to all the TOK 25 students to drop off your field trip forms to room 114 this upcoming Monday and Tuesday. Forms must be in if you want to take part in the Fort Edmonton Parks Indigenous Peoples Experience. And announcement for the teachers versus students hockey game. This game is upcoming, happening on the 27th, which is next Thursday. It is a school fundraiser in support of the Kids Sport Edmonton. And there are some Oiler alumni there, including Jason Chimera, who was drafted by the Oilers in 1997. From student activities, don't forget that this Friday is Pajama Day. So make sure that you come to school in your favorite PJs and slippers. This is in partnership with the SSC's movie night. So make sure that you get your tickets today in the Grand Staircase so that you can see the movie. The movie that is being played is Puss in Boots. So make sure you attend.
I've heard it's a great movie. I haven't seen it myself, but some of my friends have.
I have also not seen it.
They said DreamWorks is really outworking Disney this year, putting in the extra hours, working overtime, Disney falling off, DreamWorks taking over. Back to you, Zach.
All right, another announcement from the Student Resource Center. Please note that while, yes, the library is open during the day and available to all students, you have to make sure that you have your ID card on the tables so that we can keep the library a safe place for LO students to study and work on assignments. And as a reminder, please keep quiet in this area as it is still a library. And from the yearbook and grad committees, graduates, please make sure that you've submitted your senior quotes for the yearbook. And the night of grad is on the form on the grad Google Classroom. As the deadline for all this is May 5th. Read all the rules and regulations at the top of the form because you only get one chance to submit the form, and there are no do-overs if your quote gets cut. If you have any questions, please email one of our yearbook execs.
That is the end of our announcements. Actually,
No,
it is
I have
not
one more. I have one more again from the grad committee. We are having a Krispy Kreme fundraiser. Pre-orders for boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts will be happening Tuesday to Thursday at lunch at the theater lobby. One dozen box will cost $16, and they will be ready for pickup in mid-May. If you want to help out, you are also welcome to buy boxes for your non-legend friends and family.
If you're trying to hop on a bulk, donuts are great for bulking. They have some of the highest calorie densities out of any food. The refs blow the whistle for the second half to get underway. Facey does their cheer. On the other side, Coach Grable is still shouting out instructions to her players. Now, Zach, do you have anything to say as the second half gets underway?
I think the Legends have been playing a great game, keeping Bev Facey out of this game while making sure that their goaltending and defense is on point. They have had some tough saves from the other goalie on their shots, which is keeping them from having a bigger lead, but they have still played a phenomenal game so far.
I don't know if you can see on camera, but number 23 for Osborne, Gil, has got some funky colored socks there. It's like Grinch green. I like it though. As on the restart, Lowen does not manage to catch the pass from Jaber, but on the way back, Jaber makes up for her teammate's mistake. There's been a gong show to start this second half now. It's like maybe the third turnover so far in just under 30 seconds. It's all good though. they both mistakes cancel each other out, and back to where we started as Wee takes a shot off the ground and off of Hipkiss's face. Good save
That,
there.
that is Hipkiss's fourth, or at least fourth amazing save of this game.
Now, Hurley gives it to Butterfield, who slowly comes up the field, calm and collected. She finds Lowen, gets past her defender, number 7, Pearson. Battle of the number 7s, and Lowen does put it past Hipkiss.
Even though that we did score that goal, Hipkiss was still incredibly close to saving that.
Maybe not incredibly close. She did a good job. Good effort there. As Jaber steals the ball, but gets it stolen on her dribble up the court. Rayanne making sure no one's stealing the ball from her. As it finds number 6, Annette, into the corner. The shot from Wallace goes wide. Osborne seemed to have subbed out goalies at halftime. Anna Button subbing out, and number 1, Wu, subbing in. As Jaber goes in and scores a great goal, extending the Osborne lead to 6. Bev Facey started the game off going goal for goal, but Osborne started to pull away. I'd say there's a turning point near the end of the first half, halfway through. So like maybe with like 9 minutes left in the first half, Osborne really started to pull away there.
Yeah. The goaltending has still been on point for Bev Facey though.
Goalie can't save everything, especially when it's an open shot like that from Wea as she goes near post off the ground. Hipka is looking kind of frustrated at her teammates there.
Yeah. Quick shout out to our refs for this game, Tio and Jensen.
They're doing a great job officiating so far. I don't have any complaints. And one of our favorite office ladies at Lillian Osborne, Miss Luck, is in attendance here watching. She's always excellent in the office. I have no complaints. Miss Luck is great.
That is a 2-minute penalty on number 6 on that play.
Osborne will be up a player now. Skill restarts it. Gives it back to Jaber. Osborne got to find the gaps here while they're up a player, because there are definitely going to be gaps. Jaber does so. Goes under the leg of Hipkiss. Hipkiss again looking up at the roof. I don't see anything on the roof. Must be in frustration.
Another quick shout out to our scorekeepers for this game, Yusuf and Parham. They are also on the men's handball team.
Yeah, legend has it, Yusuf and Parham share a distant relative. They almost look identical to each other. There was a foul there. A 2-minute for
Number
2-minute for number 10 on Osborne Jaber. So it'll become 5-on-5 now. As Scott runs up to the substitution line, getting ready to sub in. Takes off number 23, Harpriya Gill.
who has very bright neon socks.
I like to call them Grinch-colored socks. That's what I imagine when I think of the Grinch. Not Harpriya, her socks. All right, big steal there from 17, Wallace. Her shot going down the court, though, is saved by Wu. Big part of that was thanks to Lowen's back check there.
It was also called travel on that play before the shot happened.
Now Butterfield coming back, finds Lowen into the corner for Wee, who hits it. Wee likes to shoot off the ground a lot from that left side bounce shot.
Without pads like hockey, and it's hard to save the 5-hole shots.
Number 1, Hipkiss, has done a pretty good job so far, because Hipkiss usually sticks to the post there. Oh, as a really nice spin move there from Pearson, number 10, getting past, I believe, Butterfield and Scott, splitting the defense and getting past Wu. As the pass from Lowen to Scott almost goes out of bounds. Scott does manage to keep it in. Now Scott gets wrapped up on the edge of the crease.
All right,
Ref whistles for a penalty.
That is a 7-meter shot there.
Will be taken by Butterfield. Top left, you know, I predict these things right every single time.
It bounced off uh, what's her name?
Hipkiss' hand or
Hipkiss'
foot.
hand, yeah.
I meant the goalie's top left, by the way, so I was right.
Did it go bottom left?
No, that looked pretty high to me.
All right. A quick shout out to all the coaches for both our handball teams. Thank you for all their hard work, including Miss Grable, who coaches both of the teams.
She's the head coach for both the teams. Assistant coaches do vary on the men's and women's team. Lowen fake pass the Wee, sends the defender the wrong way, put her on skates, but her shot was saved by Hipkiss. Hipkiss saving her teammate from humiliation there. Oh, there's a foul in the backcourt, so Osborne will bring the ball back up. Butterfield sends a bit of a hospital pass to Scott. That was contested by 17 Wallace, who stole the pass, ran up the court, and put that past Wu.
I got a quick shout out for all the girls and boys on our handball teams for not only winning the Spartans tournament, which was quite a bit ago, but also having an amazing record with the men's being undefeated, I'm pretty sure.
They also won the Osborne Cup last week.
That
I
is-
think that's the 6th year in a row that the men's team have won.
And 4th in the row for the women's.
While we were talking, Lowen ripped one off the post and in. Great shot there. Quick little fist bump from Cooper Heschuk, member of the men's team. Now Lowen coming back up the court. Beth Facey coach asking the scorekeepers to ensure the score is correct. It is 19-10, although it's 20-10 now because his team got scored on. Beth Facey restarting the play. It has really gotten away from them here in the first half or in the second half. They're doing great in the first half, but Osborne's offense has just not took their foot off the gas at all.
I have a quick fun fact for you. Did you know that head coach, Miss Grable, is the head phys ed teacher also at our school? And as students sometimes call her, she has the best shoe game, apparently.
I believe she does. I don't think, not much competition, but no one tries to compete with you when you're on top.
I don't have her as a teacher, so I don't know if this is true.
Lowen over to Scott, to the corner for Hurley. Osborne have a lot of grade 12s on the court right now. Lowen, Gill, Butterfield, Scott, and Hurley all in their final year of high school. Great for them. So Osborne's women's team is quite grade 12 heavy, while the men's team is quite the opposite. They only have a handful of grade 12, while the majority of their players are in grade 11.
Speaking about all the grade 12s, a lot of the handball players for Osborne have gotten scholarships for the range of sports that they play here.
I don't think they're for handball, but for some other sports like soccer, basketball.
I'm sure handball would be one of them.
If the universities have handball teams. But yeah, big block there from Gill and Lowen working together, getting their hands up. And now into the corner for, I think that is Simonik. Sorry, that was actually Lindstrom. No, Simonik is not on the court right now. These Beth Facey jerseys make it quite hard to see the numbers, even though they're opposite colors. Number 2, Shea Burns subs on for the first time this game. Going in at center. And Scott steps in and puts a shot far post inside the netting. It is now 21-10. Seems quite reminiscent of Osborne's last game against Beth Facey, which ended 22-11. I thought Beth Facey had a shot this game because they really started the game off strong. Kept Osborne to a 1 or 2 goal lead for the majority of it, but
Sorry.
gotten away.
Osborne has scored about has scored 9 goals in this first half of the second half. Well, Beth Facey seems to have only scored 3.
Lowen got fouled on the way up, but on the restart, Burns took too long to get the play underway, so the refs whistled it down. Back to Beth Facey ball. Now 7 Pearson gives it into the corner for 16 Schmidt, who shot is saved by Wu. Now Burns coming back, gives it to Scott. Back to Burns. Over to Lowen, who almost finds Hammerhead in the corner, but that pass there does not connect. FACEY going the other way. Shot from number 5, Lindstrom, goes bar down and out.
I was sure that had gone in. That looked like it had gone in and then bounced out.
Yeah. Pass there from Burns to Scott is broken up by number 5, Lindstrom, but she deflected it out of bounds, so Osborne does keep the ball. Scott steps through the 2 defenders, just dropped the shoulder and tried to split the 2 of them. Got the shot off, but it was tipped wide by Hipkiss. The other way, Schmidt gives it to number 10, Pearson, who gets past Lowen. Lowen had her hands in, but still has a foul called on her.
2-minute penalty on her.
Coach Gray was telling Lowen not to worry. She doesn't think that was a 2 because Lowen did have her hand tucked in. Not much she could have done there. It's more of the attacker catching her than her getting in the way of the attacker.
It will also result in a 7-meter shot.
The 7-meter shot, though, is saved by Wu, stretching out to the right side to tip it wide. Great save by her.
Wu has almost single-handedly kept this Osborne team with their huge lead.
Yeah, keeping it over 10. Osborne covering the spread here. Now, pass to Burns from Scott. This goes in front of Burns' foot and out of bounds. Osborne also making some substitutions with number 14, English, coming on, as well as number 22, who scorekeepers. What's the name of number 22 on Osborne? Ainsley, I think it's Pollock, not Poliak. She subs on for her first time this game. Now number 10, Pearson, threw on goal all by herself. Puts that into the net. The play restarts. Ref signaling for the Osborne players to hold on before they advance past halfway. Vukadin restarting the play. I think she also has just subbed on. Burns gives it to Vukadin, back to Burns. All the way into the corner for Polak. Gives it back to Vukadin, who jumps from the 9. Her shot goes in. Took a bit of a tumble in the process, but great shot there. Because of how tall she is, she can usually get over the defenders quite easily compared to some other players. Ref calls a travel on number 8, Spilchik. Osborne keeps the ball. Now, a bit of a high press here from FACEY, but they decide to stop doing that almost immediately. Pass from Burns to Scott. Scott knocks it down and keeps the ball. Gets fouled. Play will restart. Vukadin gives it to Polak, whose shot goes into the hands of Hipkiss.
With that, the Osborne 2-minute penalty is over, though.
I think number 11, Hanrahan, has subbed on, though, instead of Lowen, who has stayed off the court after taking that, too. Now into the corner for number 12. Redfern is saved by Wu. Wu gives it to Burns to bring up the Osborne court. Now Osborne moving it around. Scott gives it back to Burns. Over to Vukadin. Shot from Polak. Her foot is on the line, though, so that would not have stood even if it did go in. Shot went over the net.
It is 22-12 for the Legends with 6 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game.
Ball to number 8, Spilchik. Over to Pearson. Her shot. Wu catches it in between her knees. Bounce shot went straight towards her.
I have done that before. Grade 5.
Grade 5? Good to know. Number 12, Redfern gives it to Spilchik. Pearson, bit of an awkward step there. Had me confused, but not the Osborne defenders who fouled her. Now Pearson shooting over top of Vukadin and Burns. Her shot goes wide.
That was a hard shot there.
Doesn't matter if it's hard, though, if it goes wide. Vukadin, her shot on the other side of the court is saved by Hipkiss. Now with just over 5 minutes left, FACEY making a sub or two. Number 7, Pearson coming on. Her first shot goes off of Wu, off the crossbar, and over the net. There was a foul on Pearson, so FACEY will keep the ball there. Giving it around. FACEY giving everyone on their team a chance to hold the ball. That's a good sign usually, because that means they have nowhere to attack on. Now, Vukadin, a bit of a hard dribble up the court. She gets the ball past the defender, but runs into the defender herself. That was a foul. She keeps the ball. Now, Vukadin, fake shot, beats her first defender, but she's grappled down by the next two. Now, Burns over to Scott. Vukadin looking back at her own bench and giggling. I'm not sure what's so funny. Burns finds Hanran at pivot, who puts that, slams that into the back of the net. Actually doesn't just put it in. Now, number 10, Pearson, restarting the play. Ryan subbing on for FACEY. Pearson to the other Pearson. Now, there's a foul on her. Otherwise, Ryan was through on goal. Pearson over to Westerland. Back to Pearson. Osborne once again not giving FACEY any looks at the net, so they're forced to just keep on moving the ball around. Westerland gives to Pearson, and her pass to the other Pearson, number 7, is out of bounds onto the Osborne bench. Just 3.5 minutes left in the game. Osborne very likely to close this one out. Question is whether they will win by 11 or more like last time, or whether FACEY improved a little bit and lost by less than 11.
Currently, the Osborne does have an 11-goal lead, being up 23-12.
That's 9. Or that is 11.
That is 11.
You're right. Whoa. I have to check myself when I go home. Can't be making mistakes like that. As Wu kicks it off the post, that slides across the goal line but stays out. Vukadin retrieves the ball, gives it to Burns, back to Vukadin, fumbles it a little bit but keeps it. That is a double dribble by Vukadin though, so FACEY gets the ball back. And the hip kiss will restart it just outside her own 9. Number 9, Westerland. There is a foul in the process. I believe, who is that? 13, Simonik, was inside of the Osborne crease when she retrieved that ball, so that will not count. That is another turnover. Clark bringing it up. Actually, Westerland did not inbound properly, so they have to try that one again. Gives it to Annette, who will move the ball around, but she gets it back. Annette's shot, straight shot to Wu, is saved. Osborne is still up 11 goals. See if they can beat their personal best of 11 from last time. Scott to Burns. Burns tried to claw it down, but is not able to. As Palag, her shot is saved by Hipkiss. Now, great pass from Hipkiss over to Simonik. Doesn't result in a goal or a good look on net, but it was a great pass there.
All right, I have a quick fun fact here. Did you know that Edmonton, despite how cold it is in the winters and how hot it is in the summers, has some of the best weather in the country, only being beaten out by Calgary? Shot there, saved by Hipkiss.
Hipkiss,
my bad.
Yes. Now, Burns gets knocked into there by Spilchick, so FACEY will keep the ball. And the shot from number 6, Annette, deflects off of Osborne player's hand and gets just past Wu.
There's 45 seconds left in the game.
Osborne pretty much guaranteed now to close it out. The question is, will they win by 11 or no? Timeout.
No, that is a 2-minute penalty.
2-minute penalty actually on number 13, Simonik. So Osborne will have a man advantage going into the final 38 seconds of the match. No 7-meter shot though.
It was a ref's timeout there. That's why we got confused.
Yeah. Burns gives it. Silly lose the ball to number 17, Wallace. That was a bit of a silly mistake there by Burns. When you're guaranteed to have an open player on the court due to the man advantage, it's tough to be giving the ball away. It's all good though. Osborne's up by enough goals to be able to afford mistakes like that. Not good practice though. As Scott gets that one back. Now 3 seconds left, clock ticking down. FACEY plays yelling at number 2, take a shot, goes over the net. So that the final score of the game is 24-14 Osborne. My MVP of the game there was number 10, Layla J. She did great. Got a whole bunch of steals, whole bunch of goals, assists, you name it.
She is also my MVP. She didn't play much in the second half, but during that first half, she played outstanding.
Do you want to close it off, Zach?
That would be you, I believe. I will. Never mind, it is me. Thank you, everyone, for watching. A big thanks to everyone behind the scenes for helping. Names being Kellen, Abby, Ava, and Amira. And with their help on this stream, and our teacher supervisor, Mr. Zhang, and Mr. Ogrodia, who couldn't be here for the stream tonight. I'm Zach Jones.
And I'm Marty Carney.
Be sure to tune into our next game, which is in roughly an hour when the Osborne Legends will be taking on Harry Ainley. A reminder to click the subscribe button, click the bell beside it, and make sure to like this stream. And just remember to be legendary.
See you back.